Right. Good evening, everyone. All the online students, is it the screen is visible? All the online students, could you please everyone respond in the chat window? A request to all the online students need to be respond in the chat window. All right. Perfect, guys. Let's get started. Okay. So the one we have been discussing about this particular playwright automation. As part of this particular playwright automation, which we have been discussing about this particular basic program, at the same time, we have been discussing about medium level of the programs here. As part of this particular program, the one we got playwright automation. So as part of that particular playwright automation, first we have been started with very basic program. That is what we have been done with open application and then mention that close application. In the same way, we have been discussing about that particular next program. That is what we done with login, logout. Continued on that, we have been done with the next program. That is what we have been discussed about playwright config file. Playwright config file. And then we have been discussing about this particular manual option. So manually, how exactly you can open that particular browser, closing with the browser. That is what we discussed. Right? And then we're done with another important tool. I mean, playwright only. In that particular playwright, we got an inbuilt feature. That is what we will be taking with code gen tool here. And along with the code gen tool, which we have been discussing about this particular perspective, next concept that we have been done with verification. So while working this particular playwright, if you want to be get perform verification activities in playwright, how exactly we can perform that particular verification activities, that is what we have been discussed, right? Okay, so now continued with the same, we will be taking with the next concept, that is what test data. That means while working this particular playwright automation, if you want to be get pass or if you want to be get provide that particular test data, how exactly you can provide that particular respective test data. I mean, as a automation tester or as a automation testing, based on that particular program requirement, there is a chances of you need to be get provide that particular required test data here. Okay. Now, okay. So here providing test data. Providing test data in playwright. Okay. So for that, we got an option. One, you will be taking with hard-coded. Another one, you will be mentioning that variable. Another one, you will mention that Excel. Okay. And then you will be taking with database. Okay. So while working this particular playwright automation, we can provide that particular test data in a different options here. If I just go with this particular hard coded, what is the meaning of hard coded? The meaning of hard coded is we can say that providing test data, providing test data in the same automation step, providing test data in the same automation step. That means whatever the automation step you have been written, in the same automation step, you have been providing that particular test data. And then it will be taking with variable. The meaning of variable is it will be mentioned that you can say that assign test data to variable. Assign test data to variable and access or call in required automation step. Okay, so whatever the test data is there, that particular test data you will be assigning. Assign test data to variable and access in required step. Now, if I'm taking with the Excel, meaning of Excel, we can say that provide test data in Excel file. Provide test data in Excel file and read test data from Excel file. Read test data from Excel file. Okay. For required automation step. For that particular required automation step, you need to be get read with the data here. Okay. In the same way, you will be taking with database. So provide test data in database and read test data from mentioning the database table for required automation step. So this is what it will be mentioning that it will be taking with these particular respective steps here. So in this way, we can go with in mentioning that in utilizing these particular concepts here. So this is what it will be mentioning that providing test data in playwright. Okay. Now let's go with in understanding one by one. So we're done with hard coded. Let's understand how exactly we can get work with this particular perspective of Excel. Sorry, variable. Let's see that. First, let me write in a program. I'll just go with in writing with the program. Writing with the program is a common step which it will be mentioning that it will be taking with this particular one, it will be taking with these particular steps. So first you need to begin go with in creating that particular test case 77. Okay. And then you got in a test folder. Under test folder, you will be creating that particular new file. So that particular new file, you will be mentioning that tc underscore, you will be providing test data dot spec dot ts. So as usual, according to our understanding, always we need to be get provide with the extension that we will be adding dot spec because of the playwright. .js JavaScript file, .ts TypeScript file, .spec playwright file. Then whenever you are working with the playwright, any test case you want to be get automate in playwright, first will be taking with import. First we will be taking with import. Import of it will be taking with this model from that particular perspective of playwright. Then it will be taking with that particular perspective of you need to be get provide mentioning that test method. So one test method is equal to one automation test case. One test method is equal to one automation test case here. Okay. Then we got test steps here. as part of the test step, the same program. First, we got open with application. Then we need to be get enter username and password. So all these particular steps we are already knowing it. Because of that, again I'm not typing with the program. We are finding with the object and then entering with the username that it will be taking with Suresh IT. Then it will be taking with entering with the password that it will be taking with Suresh IT. So now we got enter that particular username and then it will be taking with that particular respective password. After that, click on that particular login button and then login completed. Once login has been done, you need to be get mentioned that click on logout option. Clicking on the logout option, we are taking with the help of get by role. You are finding with the object with the help of the role option and then performing click activity. This is regular program only, nothing but we have been done with login and logout. Now, in this particular program, if we look into this particular approach, this is, I can consider that hard coded because we provided username, we provided password. But how we provided username and password in the same automation step. So what exactly that particular automation step is there in the same automation step we provided, right? So in the same automation step, we provided username and password. That is what it will be considered that hard coded, mentioning that provide test data, provide test data in the same automation step. This is, you will be considering that the approach of hard coded. Okay, let me execute with the program and we'll see that how exactly the program will be working. For that, npx, npx, it will be taking with playwright and then test and then it will provide that particular file name. Mention that tc underscore it will be taking with test data dot spec dot ts. As usual, it will be taking with headed mode. Okay. Now see here. It's need to be able to perform open with the application, doing with the login, and then taking with the logout and close application. So these particular program related to the test data, we mentioned that it will be taking with that particular one. So we mentioned that it will be taking with the approach we followed is hard coded. Let me execute once again. Okay. So now we can see here, it's need to be get to open that particular application, doing that particular respective of login, which you will be taking with that particular respective of login and then taking with that particular respective of logout. Right? So this is what it will be mentioning that application got launched, username, password is entered, login completed, then it will be taking with logout completed. right? So now this is what I will be mentioning that which I will be taking with hard coded. So these particular concept, it's not like in a new thing we have been done. Previously, what we have been done with the login, logout, the same program only, but the terminology we are mentioning that that particular test data is you have been done with that particular hard coded. Okay. Now we got another approach. After hard coded, we got another approach, right? So which it's need to be get go with another approach is variable. So what is the meaning of variable? The meaning of the variable is assign test data to variable. That means whatever test data is there, that particular test data, okay. So whatever that particular test data is there, right. So which it will be taking with that particular respective test data, we are assigning to that particular respective variable here. Right. So this is what I will be mentioning that I will be taking with this particular step. Right? Let's see here. Let's look into that. How exactly it will be done. Okay. Now, when you're working with the TypeScript, while discussing about with the TypeScript, we done one particular concept. That is what data types and variables. Remember this concept? What is the use of data types and variables in the TypeScript? What is the use of that? Use of data types and variables. Mhm. Right. So in simple, we can mention that we can say that to represent the data, or we can say that define the data. For the purpose of representing with the data, or it will be taking with defining with the data. For the purpose of representing with the data and defining with the data, it will be taking with the help of data types and variables. Okay, done. Now, the same concept applied while working this particular respective playwright. So the same concept we are utilizing in the playwright as part of need to be get represent with the data. So where I'm defining, okay. So now see here. To get provide that particular test data related to this particular program. Related to this particular program, whatever the test data is there, we are providing that particular test data. Now, see here how we are defining it. I'm just taking with either let variable or it will be taking with constant variable. I'm just taking with URL. URL also test data. Then I will be taking with username and then it will be taking with that particular respective password here. Now you can see here related to this particular program, related to this particular test case, whatever the test data has been required, which we have been defined that particular test data. That is what we discussed about data types and variables while working with the TypeScript here. So now slowly you will get understood why we discussed about all that particular TypeScript concepts. Whenever you're working these particular playwright automation, whenever you are working with the playwright automation, as part of that particular program requirement, you will be utilizing, you will be applying all that particular required programming concepts here. Now, all the tested data we assigned to the variable. Whenever it has been required, you will be calling that particular variable. Now here, in a place of this, just you are calling with the variable of URL. You are just calling that particular variable of URL. In a similar way, you will be taking with this particular approach. This is what you have been done is you will be taking with hard-coded. Okay, so now you will be taking with variable, which you will be mentioning that you will be taking with that particular variable. So here you will be mentioning that access test data from variable. You need to get access with the test data from that particular variable. You are calling that particular variable of username and password. Previous approach hard coded. This particular approach variable. Your result will be the same. Please be very clear. Your result will be the same, but the way of approach what we have been followed will make the difference here. The way of approach what we have been followed, it will be making with the difference. Previously, we done with the hard coded. Now you are doing that particular variable. As a best example, you can understand like online sessions and offline sessions. Right? So that particular offline sessions, you can understand like in a hard coded. You will be coming to the institute. You will come to the institute and you are attending with the session. So where institute is available, you are coming to the institute and you are attending with the session. It's the same concept of hard coded. Variable, you are not coming to the institute. You are taking the help of the Zoom software. Zoom software you can consider like in a variable. And then you are accessing our sessions here. So now here, if you just look into this, your result will be the same. Either you are attending with the offline sessions or you are attending with the online session. You are attending with the training program. It can be offline or it can be online. Result is same, but the way of how you are attending is the difference here. Now, let me execute this particular program. See here, you will be able to see that particular respective of same result. You will be able to see that particular same result. You will be mentioning that login into the application. It got login into the application. Then it will be taking with log out from application. So this is how you will be working with the concept of passing from variable. First, you are assigning to one particular variable. You are assigning to one particular variable and then you will be taking with these particular steps which you will be having with another variable here. Okay, so in this way, you need to be get go with, you will be mentioning the concept of providing the test data. So what are the options we done? Only two options. One is hard coded, another one is variable. What are the another two options? Excel and database. Another two options is Excel and database. These two are the more advanced concept. Excel and database are more advanced concept. That is also will be discussing, but it will take some time. Not like immediately, it will take some time. In the coming sessions, you will be understanding these particular Excel and database. So for now, you can continue with the practice of hard-coded and variable. Okay, right. Next. Right. See that. So here we defined it, guys. Don't be confused at all. So here I defined inside the test method. So whatever, this is the variable. This username is one variable. Password is one variable. URL is the one variable. I assign the test data to the variable and I'm calling that particular variable whenever it has been required here. So in the txt username here you cannot use it because this is totally different. This is in a locator. If you want these particular total locator details also, we can assign to one particular variable here and we can call that particular variable here. And then these particular variables, you cannot go with outside of test method. Always the whole code related to this particular respective of it will be taking with this particular test. You need to be get go with inside of the test method only, not it will be taking with the outside of the test method. Because all the automation script that particular code need to be get available inside of that particular test method, not like outside of the test method here. Okay, right. Yes, done. So now we'll take with the help of now which I will be taking with the another program that I will be mentioning that mouse over. Write with the new heading, write with the new heading, mention that mouse over or you can consider hover. Both will be the same. Either we can call as a mouse over or we can call as a hover. Both will be the same. Let's see that how exactly we can do it. Right. So now you can see the concept here. If I just go with this particular mouse over, what exactly the meaning of this particular mouse over? Right with the new heading. Right with the new heading, mouse over. Okay. The meaning is moving the cursor, moving the cursor to required object or element. Okay, moving the cursor. Okay, moving the cursor to required object or element. What exactly the meaning of this particular statement? Let's go with our application. As part of this particular application, first I'll just go with login. Once I have been done with that particular login, once I have been done with that particular respective login, I'm not performing the click activity. I'm just moving the cursor to admin. I'm just moving the cursor to admin. Let's see here. 1 minute, guys, just 1 minute. Right. See here. So which I will be taking with, I'm just moving the cursor, guys. I'm not performing the click activity. I'm just moving the cursor to admin. Once I'm moving the cursor to admin, then it is giving the list. This is first mouse over. Again, I'm taking the second mouse over. After that, I will be taking with the click activity. Okay, so which I will be taking with the first mouse over, second mouse over, then it will be taking with click activity. If I'm considering another approach, first mouse over, then click only one time. As part of the requirement, I need to perform only one time. And here, if I'm just taking with this particular employee name, I need to perform the click. Once I perform the click, then only it will perform the action. Right? So that means as part of that particular requirement, either we can go with, as part of that particular requirement, either we can go with mouse over for one time, or it will be taking with the mouse over for multiple times here. Either you want to be get performed for only one time or multiple time, concept will be the same. That means the method will be the same. So in playwright, we got a very easy methods here to perform the mouse over. You are using with the method name that we will be taking with the hover. So hover is a built-in method where you want to perform the mouse over. You need to be get provide that particular element details here. Otherwise, just you can understand like while working with the playwright, if you want to perform the mouse over, you need to be get using with the method name is hover. How many times you want to call that particular method? I mean, you want to perform the mouse over, that many times you need to be get call that particular method. To go with easy understanding, let me consider test steps here. Then you will get in a more clear picture. Make a note of that particular test step. It will be taking with launching with the browser. Then it will mention enter URL. You need to be get enter URL. Then it will be taking with enter username, then it will go with enter password, then it will mention click on login button. After that, perform mouse over. Okay. Perform mouse over for PIM main menu. Perform mouse over for PIM main menu. Then it will be taking with click on add employee. Click on add employee sub menu. Click on add employee sub menu. Okay. After that, click on log out option. Click on add employee sub menu. Then it will be taking with click on no, log out option. Click on log out option. Then it will be taking with close application or it will be taking with browser. This is what it will be taking with the test steps here. Based on that particular test step, we need to be continued in developing that particular automation script. Based on that particular test step, we need to be get continued that particular automation script. So that is what it will be taking with these particular respective of test steps here. Okay, right. Now let's see that how exactly we can automate. So here playwright is very simple. While working Selenium or other automation tools, if you want to be get perform the mouse over, you need to write lot of lines of code. Almost 4 to 5 lines of code you have to write it. But in case of playwright, they make more simplified and more easy. Just very straight away it will be using with the method name that it will be taking with over. Okay, let's see that how exactly we can automate these particular steps. So for that, first it will be taking with the this method, it will be taking with the new file, mentioning that it will be taking with mouse over. Mouse over dot, it will be taking with the spec dot ts. Mouse over dot spec dot ts. Okay, done. So here it will be mentioning that which it will be taking with that particular respective mouse over dot spec dot ts. Okay, so which it will be taking with these particular respective steps here. Okay. Right. So here we need to be just go with this particular importing with the package. So that all that particular steps will be the same. Import that particular model. Which model? Test model. So for the time being, as part of the program requirement, it will be taking with that particular respective of test model. Then as usual, you will be writing that particular test method. You need to be get go with in writing that particular test method. Okay. We are giving with the description that is mouse over. Then we have to perform that particular test steps. As part of the test step, first we need to be get open that particular application. So which application you want to be get open, you need to be get provide application URL. So you guys need to continue with the practice of other automation projects also. I mean, we are working this HRMS application. Parallelly, you have to go with that particular adapting application and e-banking application. Still, if you are more interested, you need to be get continued with that particular insurance application also, because the more number of projects you will be taking with the practice, you can get that particular real-time knowledge. What is the meaning of working in the companies? You will have in a project, you will work on the project. So the same thing you need to continue with the practice here. Okay. So once we got open with the application, we have to enter username and password. Once we got enter with the username and password, now the requirement, see here. Requirement is I want to perform the mouse over to PIN main menu. For that, I'll be taking the right click, inspect. Once you done with the inspect, you got a highlighted one. Now, based on this particular HTML code, what are the options we can apply? According to your understanding, what are the options we can apply to find that particular object? What are the possibilities? What are the possibilities? Right. We can go with XPath. There is no XPath with the text attribute. Right? So we can work with XPath with the text attribute. In a similar way, we can work with get by text also. Either we can work with get by text or we can work XPath with the text attribute, or it will be taking with that particular relative XPath, which we can try that particular different type of XPath here. So which we can try that particular different type of XPath. Okay, done. Let's see here. I'm just taking with PIM. Okay. Now we can see here, it will be taking with the code mentioned that mouse over. Okay. Perform mouse over on, it will be taking with PIM option. So for that, see the steps here. First, I will be taking with the await page dot, I will be using get by text. It depends on tester comfortable. Based on the tester comfortable, we can go with utilizing any of the method. So we got 7 types. In that particular respective 7 types, in that particular 7 types, we can use any of the option. I'm just taking with get by text. Then it will be taking with the POM and then mention that over. That means it will be performing that particular mouse over. So dot hover is a predefined method which has been used to complete or to perform that particular respective hover. So very simple, in a very easy way we can do it. After that, we need to get click on add employee submenu. Clicking on add employee submenu, this is a click activity. Only as part of the requirement, one time mouse over, then click activity. Performing the click activity, the same thing you can apply that get by text, or it can go with XPath with the text attribute. Based on the tester comfortable, we can utilize any of that particular option here, that it will be taking with add employee, which it will be taking with that particular respective of add employee. So let's see here how we can write it. So now we need to be get mentioned that click on add employee here. So that particular click activity we are taking with the await, which will be taking with that particular respective one page dot, it will be taking with get by text. Get by text, we need to be get provide that particular text, and then just I'm giving the wait statement as a 4000, clicked on add employee option. After that, I need to be get go with, need to be get perform. Click on log out option. Click on log out option. and then printing with the statement login complete. Now see this particular program, we got an a locator option, we got an a get by text, we got an a get by role. So that is what object identification. So that is the reason in the starting sessions we got understand that particular 7 types here. Based on that particular tester comfortable, based on that particular HTML code, as a tester, we need to be get understand what are all that particular options need to be get used. So this is how you need to be get go with in utilizing this particular option here. Okay, right. So now let's see here. Let's get execute with the program here. Now the command is as usual npx. It will be taking with the playwright test. It will be providing file name tc underscore. It will be taking with mouse over dot spec dot ts. Then it will be taking with headed mode. So while executing with the program, you can see the execution. While executing with the program, you will, while executing that particular program, you will not be able to see that. While executing that particular program, you will not be able to see the cursor is moving. Like for example, if I go with the manual, as part of manual, I'm moving the cursor. The cursor movement is visible. But at the time of automation, the cursor movement will not be visible, but you will be able to see that that particular action is performing. You will be able to see that that particular action has been performing. That is what you will be taking with that particular perspective of mouse over. Okay, let's see that. Let's look into that. Let's run that particular program. So it's need to be get able to perform that mouse over. That means as a automation tester, we are understanding how we can automate all the individual functionality. See here, mouse over has been done. It has to click on add employee, clicked on add employee, taking with the logout and close application. So as a automation tester, how we need to automate the text boxes, automating the buttons, automating with the links. So how exactly we can get automated? That is what we need to be get understand here. So this is what it will be mentioning that it will be taking with these particular steps here. Right. So here, if we just go with this particular one, right? So that means just how we can automate each and every individual functionalities. So how exactly we can get automate all that particular individual functionalities. That is what we need to be get understand. Like previously, we understand automating the text box, automating the buttons, automating the links. Now you understand automating the mouse over. So any web application, that is what the concept will be having. So how you can get automated each and every individual object, that is what we have been understanding here. Okay, right. So let's see here. Let's look into that, how we can just go with. Still, in a similar way, we need to understand that how we can automate different type of the functionalities. That is what another concept we need to be get understand which it will be mentioning the frames. What is that? Which it will be understanding that particular frames concept. See guys, so slowly we are completing with a lot of programs here. Almost like day to day, it will be getting in a new concept. Almost like every day, it will be getting with the new concepts here. You're taking that, opening the application, login, log out, configuration file, manual option, code gen, verification, test data, mouse over, all the new every day you are getting one new functionality. So now write with the new heading, mention that frames. Let's go with in more detail what exactly mean by these particular frames concept and how exactly these frames has been came into the picture. Let's understand in more detail. Not only frames concept, with the help of this particular program, with the help of this particular program, you will be understanding how we can find the bugs at the time of automation. Manual testing or finding the bugs. In case of automation testing, how you are able to find with the bugs, that approach also will understand. The whole automation approach, you will be getting the more clear picture. Let's go with in more detailed of that. So write with the new heading, mention that frames. Right. See the first concept, first understanding. On which basis you will develop automation scripts? On which basis you will develop automation scripts? Right. Based on manual test cases. Based on manual test cases, we are developing automation script. See the concept here. First we got okay. First we got manual steps. Based on the manual steps, you are developing automation script. Developing the automation script means what you are doing, you are writing that particular script and you are executing it. Whenever you guys are taking the practice, is that just in the VS Code you are writing the program and then closing the laptop? Is that you are doing the same thing? In your laptop, is that you are opening the VS Code and just you will write the program and you will close it? No, right? So which it will be taking with, which it will be mentioning that it will be having. So if I just go with that particular program, you are writing with the program and you are executing with the program. Nothing but that particular script you are executing it. Okay. So once you execute that particular script, two things. Once you execute that particular program, best example, you can continue what is the practice you are doing. How you are taking the practice? First, you are referring the manual step. Based on the manual step, you are developing the code in VS Code. Once you write the program, you are executing the program. Once you execute that program may execute correctly or it may give an error. Correct or not, guys? Whenever you are doing with the practice, whatever the program you have been written, that program may work correctly or it will give an error. If it is working correctly, no worries at all. You will feel very happy that your program is working correctly. Immediately, you will be taking with one more manual test case. That means your automation script has been passed. Your automation script has been passed. If automation script has been passed, indirectly your manual test case also passed, because your automation script are perfectly working. If automation script has been perfectly working, you will consider that your manual test case also passed. Then you are taking another manual test case. Again, you will be continued in developing that particular automation script. You will be continued in developing that particular automation script. Right? So once again the same process, you will be writing the code, you will be executing the code. So again, you will having that particular one. So it will may execute correctly or it may give an error. If it is executing correctly, no worries about it all. But in case of error, what we have to do? So what he will do? In case of error, what he will do? Or what you guys has been doing it? In case of error, you are reporting the bug. You guys are practicing it, right? When you're doing the practice, you will get some error. It's not like you are reporting the bug to the developer, right? You have to fix the error. But how you will be fixing with the error? Before fixing with the error, first, please be very clear. First, you need to analyze. You need to analyze that particular error. What you have to analyze is that that particular error is related to functional, or is that the error is related to script. That means whenever your automation program, your automation script is fail, as your automation script has been failed, first you need to analyze that. You need to check that is that functional issue or script issue. Functional issue means first whatever the step it was failing. For example, your program is failing while clicking on the button or while entering with the username. So which step it has been failing, you need to cross check that manually. In case of manually itself not working, in case of manually itself not working, then you will be mentioning that you will go with bug reporting. So how you will report the bug? Not with automation. You are not automating the process of bug reporting. Bug reporting is manual process only. You will take that Excel, template, or you will be taking the help of that Zira tool, whatever that project availability, you will be using the same. Now you can understand how you are coming up with finding with the bugs at the time of automation. First, you refer the manual test case, you developed automation script, you executed automation script, you got an error. At what step it was giving an error? Only that particular step manually were cross-checking that. So manually it is not working, then very straight away you will report the bug and they will mention that not automated. The test case you will mention, for the time being, you will mention bug is available. Once the bug has been fixed, you will able to automate. No, sir, manually it is working, then you will confirm that is a script issue. If it is a script issue, there is no other option. We have to resolve that because that is a problem with the script. Problem with the script, you need to resolve it. So how you will be resolving it? Most of the time, first we can try with wait statement because because of that particular application speed or that particular internet slow, most of the time automation programs will be failing because of the wait issues. So that is what it will be taking with, it will be adding that particular wait statement. Either it will be increasing with the wait statement or it will be taking with. Either it will be increasing with the wait statement or it will be taking with adding the new wait statement. Once you tried that, program is resolved, perfectly working, no issues. No, sir. We tried with the wait statement. Still error is there. Then you will try one more solution because that is a script issue at any cost. As a automation tester, we have to resolve that. At any cost, we need to resolve that, which it will be taking with that particular script issue here. Okay, so that it will be mentioning that it will be taking with the wait statement. After that, another option is object or it will be taking that particular element locators. Because almost 7 types of options we got it. So you need to try with the different type of options, which option is working. So if it is not working, if it is resolved, okay. If it is resolved, no worries at all. If it is not resolved, then it will be trying with one more option. That is what it will be taking with the frames. So that is how exactly frames concept has been came into the picture. But again, related to the frames, directly you cannot write in a code related to the frames. Before writing with the code related to the frames, first you have to confirm that frames has been available or not. So how you will confirm? Yes, frames are available in this application. As a automation tester, how you will be confirming? By looking into the application, you cannot say that in this application frames are available, in this page frames are not available. By seeing the application, you cannot confirm that frames are available. Then how you will confirm? To confirm that frames are available, you need to go with navigate to failed step. Navigate to failed step. You need to go with navigate to failed step. So once you navigate to failed step, once you navigate to failed step, then it will go with right click. Navigate to failed step, then it will be taking with right click. Right click on object or it will be taking with element. Once you done with the right click, it will be getting with the inspect. Once you done with the inspect, it will be getting HTML code. Right? So in that particular HTML code, in that particular HTML code, you need to search. You need to search with the tag name iframe or you will be taking with the frame. Not required both. Any one tag name. Any one tag name you are able to see, then you will confirm. Yes, frames are available in that particular application. So that is how you are confirming that frames are available in that particular application. Okay, so now you confirm the frames. You decide that frames are available in application. So once frames are available, then we need to go with in handle with the frames, because you confirm that frames are available, then you need to handle the frames. So how you will handle with the frames? Handling with the frames, you need to write in a code, enter into the frame, then you will be taking with exit into the frame. Enter into the frame, then you will be taking with exit into the frame. So enter into the frame. You will be using the predefined method. Page dot, page dot, frame locator. Page dot, frame locator. Then you need to be get provide that particular frame details. So what are all that particular frame details are there? You will provide. Exit from the frame. Exit from this frame. You will mention that auto exit. That means you doesn't require to write any code. You doesn't require to write any code to take with the exit. In case of Selenium, other automation tools, we need to write in a code to take with the exit. But while working this particular perspective of playwright, no concept of exit from the frame, just can go with enter into the frame. Can go with enter into the frame. So exit automatically it will understand to take with the exit. But you may get in a doubt, sir, all these things are okay. You are saying that how to find the frames, how to handle the frames. But we have in a doubt of what is frame? What exactly the meaning of the frame? Let's see here. So what exactly the meaning of the frame is? See the understanding. If I'm just taking with that particular concept of frame, if I'm taking that particular frame, see the understanding now. This is, it will be considered as a web page. This is one web page. Inside of the web page, you got in a subform. You can consider it is in a subform, or developer can be designed it is a frame, because visibility is same. Frame and subform visibility will be the same until unless you are not looking into the HTML code, you cannot get a confirmation either it has been frame or not. So that is how, if I go with this particular definition wise, if I'm just considering that particular definition wise, we can mention that it will be taking with. That is, in a frame, a subform. In a frame, sorry guys. In a web page, in a web page, a subform consider as part of the definition, consider as frame. Okay, in a web page, right? If I'm taking with the definition, in a web page, a subform consider as a frame. That is what you will be taking with this particular definition. So now see the whole conclusion here. First, you are referring the manual test case. You're developing automation script. Developing the automation script, writing the script and execute it. Once you execute, it may work correctly or it may give an error. If it is working correctly, no issues. If it is giving an error, you need to analyze it. While analyzing, it will go with functional or it will go with script. Functional issue, manually itself not working. Manually itself not working. you will be taking with bug reporting. Okay. In case of manually working, then you will confirm script issue. We need to resolve that. To resolve that, you will be taking with wait statement and you will be taking with object identification or you will be taking with element locators. And then you will be taking with the help of that particular respective frames concept which you will be taking with that particular perspective of frames concept here. Right? So that is what you will be taking with which you will be having these particular steps here. So in that way, we need to be get go with and have, utilizing or resolving with the issue. But before writing the code related to the frames, first we need to confirm that frames are available. So how you will confirm? In simple, searching the tag name of iframe or frame. By searching within the tag name of iframe or frame, you will be confirming that frames are available. Once frames are available, you need to write in a code in handling with the frames. How you are handling the frames? Entering into the frame, exit into the frame. So to enter into the frame, you will be taking with page dot frame locator. You need to be get provide that particular frame details here. And then you will be taking with the exit. To exit from that particular frame, you will be taking with auto exit. That means automatically it will exit. Automatically it will exit from that particular respective frame scene. Okay, so that is what you will be mentioning that you will be taking with this particular frames concept here. To get in a more clear picture, we need to go with the example that you will get in a clear picture here. So for that, first we can go with in taking with the test steps. Make a note of some test steps here. Then you will be getting with that particular clear picture. Just make a note of the test step. Write with the new heading. Write with the new heading, mention the test steps and make a note of test steps here. Right now, write the steps as usual. Launch browser, enter URL, enter username, enter password. Enter password. Okay. After that, you will be taking with click on login button. Click on login button. Then after that, click on add button. Click on add button. Next, enter employee first name and enter employee last name. Okay, enter employee first name and then last name. After that, click on save button. Click on save button. And after that, you will be taking with click on log out option. And finally, close application or browser. Just for tomorrow, you can try with automating these test steps. Then I will be giving the explanation how we can automate it. And after that, we'll be discussing about alerts, like how we can handle alerts or pop-ups. Then keyboard actions here, how we can go with the keyboard actions. So everything you will be understanding it. So please take with the practice accordingly. So go with the regular practice, guys. almost like every day one new concept will be completed. In a similar way, you need to be get take with the practice. Please go with that particular practice. Okay, clear everyone? Right. Any questions? You guys can carry on your questions. Online students having the questions, they can carry on your questions. All right. No more other questions, right?
Yeah, hi sir.
Yes, a second.
Yeah, just wanted to know like why we are not declaring the variables above the test method.
Because your execution will be getting started from the test method only. It will under your automation will be taking with from the test method. So that is the reason everything you will be providing under the test method only. Because as
Okay,
part of the playwright configuration, related to your whole automation script, everything you will be providing inside of that particular test method only. Okay.
okay.
Okay. Next.
Hi Suresh, I have a query here.
Yeah.
Uh, as we saw about the mouse over, right? We are using the get by text PIM. If I have to do for multiple, so I will be writing the multiple lines of code, or in the same
Yes.
line we will be.
No, no, no. Because your element will get in a different, right? So when the
Mm-hmm.
element has been different, you need to find that object. So until
Mm-hmm.
unless you are not finding that particular object, you cannot use it. Right?
Like
Okay.
if I say of the PIM, it will
Hmm.
dot hover. I will be writing. After that, if I have something like employee, I have to hover, and after that,
Again,
if
yes. Again, you have to find that particular object. You will mention that hover.
okay. Okay. And one more
Okay.
thing we discussed about the bug, right? Does that mean like sometimes our script might fail because of the object identification issues, like it is available in frame and we have not added the frame?
Chances will be there. So if it is available in the frame, so by default it will not find the object. We have to write in a code to enter into the frame, and then we need to begin find that particular object.
So is that like it's a best practice to go with the frame, including the frame
No, no,
only,
you
or
will
how?
understand. Tomorrow you will understand on that. Tomorrow I'll be taking the example, then you'll get a clear picture on that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Sir,
Next.
can we use mouse over method for click on button like this?
No, no. Clicking on the button is different. Mouse over is totally different, and clicking on the button is different.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
That
sir.
is a button always will go with the click capability.
Okay.
All right. Next. Swapnil, you are asking in a question. Your voice is not audible.
Yes, sir. My doubt is clear, sir.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay, guys. Please take care about the things. Meet you tomorrow then. Thank you.
Thank you.